And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
Yes, sir. Monday morning, December 22nd, around 9 a.m. on this beautiful Austin morning. What's poppin', fam? Who's ready for the holidays? Who's ready for Christmas? Who is ready for Christmas? Anybody ready for Christmas? You just kind of do it. Sick of Elf on the Shelf. Sick of it. Chin, you've never experienced it. Every night you got to get creative and hide these freaking stupid elves. I got to hide 4 of them. We have 3 elves, 1 for each kid. And then you got the freaking dog for the dog. You got to figure it out with the Elf on the Shelf. I can't wait. I'm sick of those Elf on the Shelves. But we're getting through it, man. We're getting through it. The kids get a lot of gifts, man. The kids get it, and not from me. It's almost a waste of time. I just get them. I get each of them. Billy's still young, but with the boys, I get each of them one good gift, and that's it from me. One solid gift, because we'll get lost in the sauce. So they're friends, family, cousins. Everyone sends all these cool gifts, and it just gets lost in the sauce. So I get them one good gift. I get them ATVs for Boss D&T. They got matching ATVs.
They look dope too. I see them right now.
Yeah, they're right down there here in the studio. I'm hiding them here. Obviously, I can't have them at the house. They'll figure it out. And they're big, so you can't hide them in the garage. So we have them down here. I got them in Austin. It's tough, man. I was trying to find an American brand of ATVs. It's damn near impossible. I got these. They couldn't be more Chinese. They're going to last about 2 weeks. But here's the thing. I want gas-powered. Obviously, I hate electric. But the electric, we've had all the electric cars. They literally last 2-3 days. They just break. They suck, dude. So I went with gas powered. They had all these like weird logos all over them. You could tell they were just straight off the boat from China. So I ripped all that off. A little customization. They're playing now. I'll toss some cool stuff on there. They're almost done. I'll post them when I get done with them. I should be done today. Because then I'm going to come Wednesday night, Christmas Eve night, once kids go to bed, and pick them up with my father-in-law. And then I'm going to bring them into the crib.
Nice.
Bring them into the house. So they wake up in the morning. Boom, they're there. So we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. Went to a car show yesterday. It's one of my favorite things to do, especially in Texas. There's so many car shows. One of the reasons I love it here. But I haven't been able to go because T's in travel ball, baseball. So every weekend spent with him in Boston playing football or baseball. But they're in the off season right now. So your boy got to go to one. People will text me like, yo, there's this good car show here. So my buddy texted me. He's like, hey, there's this dope car show. It's at 9:30. I'm all, say less. Washed up the TRX. I'm like, let me flex on them with this twin turbo TRX. I'm about to blow the doors off. Dude, I drive up there. It's a Porsche car show. Your boy was not welcomed. No, it's not that I'm not welcomed. It's just like it's skinny girls only, and then this fat girl shows up. It's like, okay, well, one's not like the others. What are you doing here? No, they were cool. And then, I love Porsche, so I'll look at those all day. But the Porsche ones, it's like, oh, what's your spec? No one mods Porsches. No one's customizing Porsches. So there's not much to talk about. It's like cool GT3 RS that you paid $500,000 for. Very cool. Oh, your spec's different than mine. You went with the acid green instead of the freaking voodoo blue. It's not like you can't really get into the nuts and bolts of it. But I love them. And then some kids, they're like, oh man, this is the TRX off Autotopia, right? My Autotopia boys love this. Like, this is the TRX off Autotopia. I go, it is, but it's slightly different. I haven't filmed with them since I made all these mods. Like, mods? Wasn't that thing already built? I'm like, it was. But now we're at 1,380 horsepower. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, dude. So I pop up the hood so the crowd gathers around, right? There's like 5-10 people gathering around watching. And so I'm going through the build. And this kid, he was probably in his mid-20s. He's like, man, I can't even imagine what it feels like with 1,300 horsepower. I'm like, you want to feel it? He's like, no way. I'm like, yeah, dude, you and your boy, you can jump in. He's like, no way. And then my kid's like, Dad. I'm like, dude, we're just going to take him down the road so they can feel it. So they jumped in. I just, on a stretch where I knew there weren't cops, I just freaking went back and forth. They're like, holy shit. I'm like, yeah, man, this thing's wild. But yeah, I love freaking car shows, man. Love them. Let's get into the fights. That's why you guys are here. over the weekend, you had Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul. I'm laughing because I have so much on my mind. I couldn't wait to get in here. This is when I love my job. I love when I have something to sink my teeth into. So I'm grateful for Jake Paul for that reason. That makes sense. Of course. Because UFC, we got a long break to the freaking Paramount stuff starts end of January. So y'all should be grateful that Jake Paul decided to do this. It gives me something to get into. And it's also, like I posted my immediate reaction. I'll do more of that stuff in longer form and upload to the channel. But you give me a few days, just let it simmer and just let me gather all my thoughts and how I feel about it. And I'll rewatch the fight and I go through it. And then I can step back and like, all right, how do I feel about this? Where do I begin? I'll say this. So there's a lot of backlash. There's a lot of hate towards Jake Paul. It's always been that way. And I get all of it. I understand all that. But I think one of the main reason why he's getting so much pushback and why he's so controversial is it's the way that his fights, especially this one, the Mike Tyson one, but especially this one, and we'll get into those other fights, which are completely different than what we saw on Saturday night. But one of the reasons why you might watch the Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua fight and you feel disappointed or you feel some type of way or you get online and you throw this hate his way or anybody's way or boxing's way, the issue is the way it's being portrayed, the way it's being marketed. Because, and I'm guilty of this too, the way this should be marketed is not, can Jake Paul beat Anthony Joshua? That's insane. That's not real. That's not real in any facet. There was never a chance. There's never a chance. And the Jake Paul fans, and I was getting this a ton from DMs and comments going, well, everyone has a puncher's chance. That's an uneducated opinion. A puncher's chance, yes. If they're in a bar and Anthony Joshua's there at the pub and Jake Paul were to sneak up behind him and hit him in the back of the head or, in the side or something, maybe, even then, he's a little light in the ass, but maybe that's a puncher's chance. In a professional bout where a professional fighter at the level of Anthony Joshua was at, and he is going into a ring knowing and expecting to get hit, there is no puncher's chance when there's that much discrepancy in talent level. There's not, especially when the size difference. And some of you will say, Jake Paul hits hard. To you, yes, to you. But also, Jake Paul hits hard for a 200-pound man. He wouldn't even measure in the top 1,000 professional heavyweight boxers in the world as far as the strength knockout meter, if there is such a thing. It's not possible. So a lot of you were tuning in for saying, well, he has a puncher's chance. That's not real. That doesn't exist here. And now they could do this, but I don't think it's going to get the same amount of views, but it would set expectations. If when this fight was announced, Jake Paul's team said, hey, we're fighting Anthony Joshua. Who thinks we can last 8 rounds? Who thinks we can go all 8 rounds? Who thinks Jake Paul can go 8 rounds and not get knocked out? I'm like, God, I guess, maybe. Yeah, if he just runs the whole time, you just have to not engage. That's the only way he gets it done. So if the narrative is not can Jake Paul beat Anthony Joshua, that's why you guys are so upset. If the narrative and the marketing behind it and the whole strategy is can Jake Paul last, not beat him, not land a punch, not knock him out, that's all silly shit. If Jake Paul can last 24 minutes with Anthony Joshua and not get absolutely annihilated, that's the challenge. And that's what took place on Saturday night. This was not a fight. And I think that's where people get upset because there's times when there will be these circus acts, Francis Ngannou, Anthony Joshua. I don't call them circus acts, but the casuals call it that. So there's times when a fighter will engage. So, for instance, when Francis Ngannou fought Anthony Joshua and actually fought, what happened? He got absolutely starched, destroyed, right? Like, you're like, Jesus Christ. That's how this should go. And that was an actual fight. There's no stipulations. There's nothing. Anthony Joshua was like, all right, I'm viewing you as a heavyweight boxer. You do have the ability to knock me out if I don't watch my P's and Q's. I'm going to fucking treat you like a world-class professional boxer. That's how this goes. That's not what you're getting in a Jake Paul fight. And that's why so many people get upset. So I really think it's this narrative out there, and there's betting lines, and we're all guilty of it. I mean, there's betting lines, and there's commentators, and there's the analysts, and there's the MMA analysts, and everyone's like, man, but if Jake Paul does this, and man, if he did this, and that's the problem. And the cows are going, well, he has a puncher's chance. Man, I saw Jake that one time. That's all fine and dandy. But if going into this fight, if his team came out and said, oh no, we're nowhere near the level of Anthony Joshua, that's not the point of this. The point is, we think Jake Paul cannot get knocked out in 8 rounds. We're not beat him. No, are you out of your mind? Yes. But the narrative should be, can Jake Paul last, not get completely annihilated in 8 rounds? And then when you watch it and you're like, oh, look, and if, let's say this fight, for instance, you watch it and you're like, oh, the man, he's moving pretty well. Yeah, he's avoiding it. Oh, look at him. Oh, Joshua can't hit him because he's not engaging. Oh, okay, here we go. And then by the 6th round, like, fuck, it caught up to him. He can't last 8 rounds. But instead, our expectations were, oh, we got ourselves a fight here. Oh my God, Jake Paul toe-to-toe with Anthony Joshua. No. He's not that dumb. He's not that dumb. His team's not that dumb. He's not going to become a meme. That's what would happen if he actually engaged in an actual boxing match with Anthony Joshua. 1,000 times out of 1,000, that's the reality. That's the reality. There's another narrative, and people in the space that do the same thing as me, that have fight experience and are big names, and they're analysts or they're former world champions or whatever. They're in the space. I see this narrative going, man, you got to respect what Jake Paul did, though. You got to the balls to go in there. I was saying the same thing. So I'm guilty of this. The balls it takes to get in there with Anthony Joshua, that is insane, dude. Kudos to him. Let me ask you this. For you listening right now, driving to work, or you're at your house and your kids are running amok in the back because we're on winter break, let me ask you this. If I gave you unlimited resources for a year, money does not matter. You can hire any professional boxing team you want, any coaches, anyone. You have a facility, you have a nutritionist, you have everything. I give you 1 year to train. 1 year to train. You have no experience. Maybe you came from the Disney Channel. Maybe you came from YouTube. Maybe you come from Remax. Maybe you work at Starbucks or Summer Moon or Terry Black's. You have no boxing experience. I give you a year of unlimited amount resources. Money's not an issue. You're not getting any bills. Does not matter. And I say, you have 12 months to train like a world-class athlete. And at the end of 12 months, you have to fight Anthony Joshua. You go, fight? That's ridiculous. Well, hold on, not fight. You just have to not get touched for 8 rounds. I just need you to move. So the entire camp is going to be you avoiding getting knocked out. You're not going to engage. You're not going to engage. You're not going to trade combos. No. Don't be crazy. I'm going to give you 12 months, unlimited budget, world-class trainers, world-class facilities, world-class nutritionists. You have everything you want. But at the end of 12 months, you have to fight former world champion, gold medalist, Anthony Joshua. And when I say fight, I mean for 8 rounds, for 8 3-minute rounds, you just have to avoid getting hit at all cost. You might get hit. That's fine. but we just need you to last 8 rounds. You go, man, maybe. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to sweeten the pot. I'm going to give you $20 million. As you're listening to this and you're thinking, would you do it? I'm going to give you $20 million. You don't have to fight Anthony Joshua. You just need to avoid getting knocked out early in the rounds. I just need you to get on your bike for 24 minutes. So basically, this camp is going to be you getting in shape, be able to move for 24 minutes. That's the entire camp. I don't need you to learn proper boxing and head movement. I just need you to avoid getting hit. And if you can, even if you get knocked out in the first round, you're still getting $20 million. I don't know a single person in my life that wouldn't agree to that. I do not find it brave. I'm not hating on Jake Paul here. This sounds like I'm not hating on it. But what I'm saying, this narrative, he's so brave to get in there. I do not know a single person in my life that would not agree to those circumstances. So I think we need to chill on the brave thing. Hold on. $20 million and I just have to get on my bike for 24 minutes and not engage? Wait, hold on. You're going to put me on Netflix? Wait, hold on. You're going to pay me $20 million? Brave's not the word I would describe that as. That's not brave to me. Now, on the other side of that, if I go, you have unlimited resources, unlimited access, best trainers in the world, you got the best nutritionists, you have 12 months. We're going to pay $20 million. But you have to engage. You have to go balls, so you have to die on your shield. You might get flatlined in the first 30 seconds. You might suffer severe consequences, but you have to engage. Now that's a different story. Now we're playing a different game. Now I don't know a person in my life who would accept that. I have some, right? I've run in a circle that have fucking skills in fighting, but even the ones, let's say they're just in comedy or they're just in hunting, whatever the fuck, they're in cars, they're going to go, fuck that, dude. No, that ain't worth it. No, hell no. I got to get in with Anthony Joshua. I actually have to fight him. Yeah, you can't go backwards. Yeah, you have to make it entertaining. You have to engage. You have to trade shots with 255 pounds of shredded muscle, world-class boxer, Anthony Joshua. Most people go, fuck that. Now, if Jake Paul did that, hats off. Dude, that's fucking brave. But what's not brave is getting in there and avoiding getting knocked out for 24 minutes. To me, that's not, I don't know a person that wouldn't do that. And they'll go, well, he has some skills. Right. Again, I give you unlimited access to the coaches, the training facilities, the same access that Jake Paul has. I'm not hating at all. Take Jake Paul, put any celebrity you want in the situation. I'm telling you right now, I could train Brian Callen for a year and he would have the exact same results as Jake Paul did in that Anthony Joshua fight. So I'm not impressed. I do not find it brave. That's not hating. I don't know anybody in my life, from my neighbors to the guys I work with on my cars, my trucks, to the guy who drops off my fucking Postmates food. If I went up to him like, hey, $20 million, you just got to avoid Anthony Joshua for 8 rounds. I'm like, yeah, I'm in, dude. Oh yeah, it's on Netflix too. It'd be one of the most watched fights ever. Like, oh my God, this is sick. If you said, yeah, I went like, God, that guy's brave. Oh my, do you, buddy? I want you in my foxhole. No. That's not brave. Brave's actually fighting him like Francis did. You'll see the narrative from people that don't know fighting that will go, Jake Paul lasted longer than Francis. They weren't even doing the same fucking sport. Francis was actually engaged in a real boxing match. Jake Paul's was not. He did not engage in the art form of boxing. He was on his bike. There's a big difference. Take a little break, kids. Holiday football has arrived with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting part of the NFL. The unexpected can turn game day into payday. Don't forget, DraftKings has your back with early exit. If your player goes down in the first half, you still get paid in cash. That's nice. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the code Schaub Show. That's code Schaub Show. New customers can bet $5. Get 200 in bonus bets if your bet wins instantly. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Pluto TV is free with all the best movies. The holidays are brutal,
So if you're feeling frugal,
stream Pluto TV. Stream Pluto TV. Stream Pluto TV for free. Stream blockbuster hits like 21 Jump Street, Ted, The Expendables, and so much more on Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
I'm curious what the views would be like if they market it in that way. And they don't, here's the other thing. I'm very aware of this. They don't give a fuck how it looks because they're getting all the money and all the eyeballs. I get this. This is just me fucking ranting here. If, say, Netflix or some major ABC was like, this is what I would have, this is a similar comparison. So I'm curious how the views would do. If David Blaine, who does all this wild shit, right? If David Blaine was like, I'm going to jump into a Shark Tank. I'm going to jump into it. A great white Shark Tank. There's going to be a great white, you can't do that, but just hear me out here. We're in weird words here. I'm going to jump in a great white Shark Tank and I'm going to jump in and jump out. And that's the show. I'm going to jump in, jump out. I'm going to avoid him at all costs. Jump in, jump out. It would get all right views, right? It would get all right. You'd be like, oh, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. How much did he make? $50 million? Okay, I'd fucking do that. That's not that brave. 50 mil? You just should jump in, jump out. And the shark can be like over there. I just jump in, jump out. Okay. Now, if ABC or Netflix is doing this David Blaine Great White Shark Tank event, and the narrative was, not only is this is the same shit, this is how crazy this is. If ABC and Netflix said, hey, everybody, listen up. Not only is David Blaine going to jump into this great white shark tank, but he's going to kill him with a knife. You'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah, dude, he's jumping in, he's engaging with the great white shark, and he's going to fuck him up. You'd be like, this is fucking wild, dude. I'm going to tune in. And then you tune in, and David Blaine jumps in, jumps out. You're like, what the? No, yeah, who gives a fuck about that? That's not brave. If he jumped in there, like swam around and some shit and like actually kind of entertained the shark, that's dangerous. People would be so mad. But they would never market it that way because that's not real. The chance of David Blaine jumping in with a fucking great white shark and killing with a knife are the same odds as Jake Paul jumping into a ring and knocking out Anthony Joshua. So when it doesn't happen, you're pissed off because he didn't box him. He did cardio for 6 fucking rounds until he got tired. And then because he wasn't in that great of shape, because he doesn't have the experience and the boxing IQ to maneuver it out of those positions, because he's only been boxing 5 years, and you're in the world-class boxer who has seen the best of the best. And when you can't get on your bike, this is what happens. They go, oh, he broke his jaw. He's lucky he got away with just that. He's very fortunate he got away with just that. But as soon as he wasn't able to get on his bike, what happened? So this whole narrative of brave, oh, he's brave. Get the fuck out of here. But then also, another than that, good for Jake Paul. I don't hate on it. Good for Jake Paul, dude. How much money? 50 million? Where the fuck they said him? They both made 50. I don't even know how much. 80 million, both of them. Good for him, dude. 92 million. Jake Paul reportedly made $92 million. This isn't brave. You know what I would do for 92 fucking million dollars? Broken jaw, sign me the fuck. Dude, slam my dick into the door of that Hummer right now for $92 million. That hurts way worse than breaking your jaw. What? 92? I would jump into the Nile River filled with fucking crocodilas for $92 million. 92 million. Do you know what type of shit people will do for $1 million? $92 million? Y'all want to tell me that's brave? You know what the fuck people do for way less money? What? What? Brave? It's not brave. Brave would be jumping into the ring and actually engaging like Francis did. That's fucking brave. Because now you're playing the game. I'm not hating on Jake Paul. He's beat the system. The boxing community, y'all want to hate on him, you should be thanking him. He's made boxing relevant more so than anybody in the last 5 to 6 years. And that's your fault. That's your fault. That's the boxing people, the promoters, the shit show that you guys have. You don't have 5 fucking stars. You don't have 5 fucking stars. That's the only reason Jake Paul exists. Notice Jake Paul ain't coming over to the UFC. Why? Why? We don't play that shit. You can't do that. You can't get on your bike in the UFC. And you want to go to the top of the food chain? You want to jump to the top? Why is that not happening in the UFC? Because we don't need it. We don't need it. Boxing needs it. Y'all need it. You think Dana would sign a 60 fucking year old Mike Tyson to compete in the main event at a UFC? No, it's a mockery. No, we don't need it. We get views no matter what. We're fine. The rosters are fucking stacked. We're a real sport. Only in boxing can Jake Paul get away with this. That's on you guys. It's because your sport's a shit show. Nobody else would agree to this. You know what would happen if Jake Paul trained MMA for 4 years or 5 years and jumped in there with a Hamzat or a Tom Aspinall? There's no way to fake it. There's no running. You can't run. You can't run. He wouldn't have a career. It wouldn't get out of the first round. It'd be impossible for him to survive. You can do it in boxing. You can do it in boxing. And it depends what you want, right? Because Jake Paul's fights are some of the biggest fights in the last fucking God knows how long. And casuals tune in. The hardcores are pissed off, but you're not going to make a living off hardcores, unfortunately. You can't make a business thrive off hardcores. If you could, number 1 would always fight the champion. Number 2 would fight number 1. It's just not, you can't base things off the hardcores. You can't survive and become a multi-billion-dollar business off that. That's why you get that stuff. This would never happen in any other sport. Boxing's the only sport Jake Paul could be successful in doing this. And some part of the problem, part of the backlash is, no, he doesn't have the skills to be there. No. Of course not. No, this is all very evident. Anyone who tells you otherwise, that they're part of the system. Jake Paul's business partner, what's the name?
I have his name here. Nikisa or something like that.
Nikisa? So Nikisa says Jake Paul lost due to size, not skill. That's just a hustle. That's not real. That's not true. But what it does do, sells the casuals on Jake Paul's next fight. And he only has maybe one or two left at this level. He can go down and keep fighting the MMA guys, and that's different. We'll talk about that. But when we're talking about Jake Paul fighting Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia, Terrence Crawford, Canelo, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, all that shit, it's not real. And you say, oh, they're fixed? Nope. No. That's where you're fucking up. So it's not real in the sense of it's not a real fight, meaning both parties know that it's not going to be like a world title fight. They're not going to engage in the act of boxing. Jake Paul's job is to bring the eyeballs and bring the money because he has a jagillion followers on social media and bring the younger audience. And the appeal is he's fighting world-class guys who've worked all their life to get here, and they can make stupid money in the easiest fight of their lives. That's what this is. So, of course, Nikisa's going to say, oh, it's just a size thing. He's just as talented. That's so stupid. But also, if I was him and I was making the percentage he's getting off Jake Paul, hell yeah.
You got to say it,
yeah. Of course. That's the game. And you can tell people who are in the game. They know better. You can tell. But everyone's making money. Everyone's making money. The people that are critical of this stuff, they're not making money off of it. I have nothing to do with MVP promotion. I love Jake. I have zero. I like Logan. Call it what it is. I'm not part of this. So when I see Nikisa say that, Jesus, I go, Jesus Christ. But also I get it. No one believes that. Now the young kids that follow Jake Paul who don't know boxing buy into this. And there's also the argument when I say Jake Paul's made boxing relevant, people will say, yeah, to the young casuals that don't know boxing. You're right. But when I say relevant, I'm meaning with Netflix, the promotion he's putting on, you got to realize Netflix doesn't care if the highest boxing IQ fan in the world is watching or if some kid who's vaping and fucking streaming on the other end is watching. They do not care. It's all the same. Views are views. That's all they want. So I get your argument. I understand what you're saying. I hear you guys. But you got to realize that's the game we live in. It's not good. I agree. It's not good. But it's views of view. They don't care if it's an educated view or an uneducated view. To them, a view's a view, and they can sell that and package it and get extra subscriptions and sponsorship and money. That's why they make so much money. Everyone's all in on the hustle. All in. The world-class commentators on Netflix, everyone, it's a hustle. And it's only when Jake Paul does this type of stuff where it's not actual fighting, and this isn't brave. When Jake Paul's brave is when he fights a Mike Perry. Those are real fights, guys. Those are real. And none of this, I should say this, none of this is rigged how you're thinking. So I have a group chat with my boys, and I go, that's not real, right? And their response was, well, you guys are jaw broken. I go, I need to clarify real. Real meaning there's not an actual agreed upon boxing match. The agreement is they will both use each other to make so much money, and that Jake Paul will get in there and try to run around for 8 rounds, and if he gets tired, he's going to get finished. That's what I mean by it. So it's not that it's rigged. I'll say this. And this is not Jake Paul in any facet. This is not associated with Jake Paul. This has nothing to do with Jake Paul. I want to be very clear on that. This has nothing to do with Jake Paul's fights, MVP promotions. This is not related to Jake Paul in any facet. Has nothing to do with him.
Okay.
In another major fight, in another major boxing fight, where a guy came from a different sport and fought a big name boxer, a man very close to the situation, a trainer who I'm pretty friendly with. The fight happened. I come on the show the next morning, or, the fight happened on Saturday. I come on the show on Monday, and I go hard in the paint on him. What the fuck was that? He didn't take this serious, blah, blah, blah. How you go to decision, right? I tear into him. This coach who I know pretty well reaches out and goes, Bubba, he got more money the longer the fight goes. That was a stipulation. So let's just say he made $1 million for every round he let it go on. So if you let it go 12 rounds, you make an extra $12 million. If you let it go 6 rounds, you make an extra $6 million. If you knock him out in the first round, you don't get that bonus. I went, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. He goes, yeah, so chill, man. I went, my bad. Again, this is not Jake Paul in any fucking facet. This is another big name fighter. So that makes sense. It's not a matter if they can beat them. It's a matter how they beat him, when they beat them. But y'all think it's a real fight. Not that it's fixed. Not that it's fixed. But you think they're both coming in to give their all. They are not. And with Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul, the issues, and I this is my reaction right after the fight. I said it was weird, right? I got some questions. My questions are, there wasn't really a straight punch thrown. Anthony Joshua was pulling his shots early in the rounds. And some of you will say, oh, well, he was cutting off the ring. He really wasn't, though. He wasn't. He was letting him move. And then when he would get him in the corner, he would let him escape too easily, especially at a guy at his level. So I was like, that's weird. That's strange. And the other thing is, let's say I was training Brian Callen to fight Anthony Joshua. Day one, we're going to get on our bike, but you're going to circle away from his power hand. You're going to circle away from his right hand. That's when you get in trouble. You circle the opposite direction of his power hand. Jake Paul did not do that. So that's why I was like, I get being on your bike, but you would think his trainers, right? He has great trainers. Day one, you go, we're not circling that way. You're not going to circle to the right into his power hand. When we get out, even if you want to feint to the right, you're stepping out this way. Now, it's Anthony Joshua. His fucking left hook's deadly too, but it's not the money maker. Day one, we're circling away from his power hand. So I saw him constantly circling into the power. I went, that's weird. Meaning, that can't be the game plan. But, again, lack of experience. He hasn't fought at high-level situations like that. Maybe made a mistake. Maybe just want to get out the way at all costs. He was out of range. Okay, I'll give you that. I went, man, this is weird. And then, again, I've had about 2 days to think about it. I went, well, Anthony Joshua's under a ton of pressure, right? He's boxing on his back. Maybe the game plan for Joshua was, we know Jake Paul's not going to stand toe-to-toe with us and try to outbox us. That's not real. We all know this. We know he's going to move around. He's going to stay on the outside and constantly try to get out of the way of my power and just kind of be on his bike. He's not going to fight us. And they went, there's no way he can do that 8 rounds. So the game plan is, don't throw any crazy shots. Don't let him see the right hand. Don't let him see your great jab. Just kind of apply pressure. And because he doesn't have a ton of experience, his heart rate's going to be through the fucking roof. And it was. His heart rate's going to be through the roof. When we even get close and he's going to be moving sporadically, I bet he can't do that 8 rounds. So just do that. Don't throw a ton. Maybe wing some shots. All right? And then as soon as he gets tired, because trust me, he will get tired. He did. It happened in the 6th round, right? As soon as he slows down and he starts to settle down, then we go to work. That's more probable, the situation here. That's probably what the game plan was. And that's probably what happened. But if you have blinders on and you think all this is fixed, you're going, dude, come on, man. Why couldn't he finish him here? Why isn't he doing this? Why isn't he doing this? Because Josh went, this kid ain't ready for this. I'm just going to follow him around. Don't have to cut him off. I'm just going to follow him around. This is light work. I'm in no risk. I'm in no danger. Even if he lands when he doesn't hit that hard. And eventually, his battery's going to drain. When he drains, I get him out of there. Whether it's the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, I don't give a fuck. As long as I get him out of there, we're good. That's probably the game plan. That makes a little more sense. But having the information I've had from, again, not Jake Paul fights, a different fight where he goes, the longer it goes, the more they get paid. I went, so I get conflicted. That's it. Then also, it's kind of like, how much longer can Jake Paul do this? He's going to be out a while, right, with the broken jaw. But even his fan base, are you going to tune in to see him fight a Canelo or Terrence Crawford? You know he's going to lose. You know he's not going to go toe-to-toe with him. You know he's going to get on his bike. And again, you've been burnt twice now. The Mike Tyson one was worse than this. So you've been burnt twice now. Is Netflix going to pay a $90 million again for a Jake Paul loss? He doesn't beat those guys. That's not real. He's not going to beat them. And you can say, well, I'll tune in because he's brave getting in there. I would argue he's not, but I'll tune in again, and he can keep losing. I'm okay with it, and maybe that is the plan. But I just don't know. There's going to be a shelf life on that. So let's say his next opponent's Canelo, and then it's Terrence Crawford, or maybe it's Tyson Fury, or maybe it's Deontay Wilder. He loses to all those guys, right? Do we get 4 of those over the course of 2 years, 3 years? I don't think so, but I also don't know this younger generation. Maybe they're into it. Maybe that's who's tuning in. I know from 35 and above and educated people, they're kind of like, I'm good on it. Let's take a little break here. Ever drop about $150 on a bottle of cologne only to realize, man, this sucks. It's painful. Micro Perfumes make sure you never have to play fragrance roulette ever again. For just a few bucks, you can test drive the real deal. Dior, Tom Ford, Creed, my fave. Authentic designer scents without the full bottle gamble. Here's how it works. Micro Perfumes lets you sample luxury fragrances in pocket-sized vials, and you get the true high-end experience, but on your terms. And then you pick the one you like, then get the bottle, dude. All right? We got you, man. It's real designer brands, just a few bucks per sample, no dupes, no knockoffs, real deal Holyfield, fast shipping, straight to your door, over 500 fragrances, all right? Unlike subscription boxes or shady discount sites, Micro Perfumes gives you instant access to authentic in-stock fragrances, the real thing, affordable and ready when you are. There's nothing better than a nice perfume, man. For your lady, a nice fragrance for your mans. Come on. So why commit blind to a $200 bottle? Find your scent soulmate today. Get up to 60% off at microperfumes.com/Schaub, S-C-H-A-B. That's microperfumes.com/Schaub for up to 60% off. Micro Perfumes, real scent, no regrets. Let's get back to the program. Yeah, not hating on Jake Paul, not hating on any of it. He's just a product of the environment. He's making a ton of money. But save the brave stuff for somebody else. That ain't it. That ain't it. And what's interesting too, I think about, there's no other sport where Jake Paul could pull this off in.
When you said that, I was like
there's no other sport. Like, I love the Dodgers, right? Outside MMA, outside UFC, I don't miss it. There's nothing I love more than watching the Los Angeles Dodgers. Mm-hmm. I have the MLB package. I'm here in Texas. My whole family said it's all we watch. I fucking love the Dodgers. Do you think the MLB is like, oh, Brendan has 3 million followers on social media, let's put him at third base? No. I would love to. Dude, fuck. No, you even go beyond that. Let's say Joe Rogan loves the fucking New York Yankees. He's from Boston. He loves the Boston Red Sox. He's a diehard fan. He loves the Red Sox. He has more followers than Jake Paul. He destroys everybody as far as followers, everything. Do you think there's a shot in hell if Rogan called up his manager, was like, I've been practicing for 4 years now in my backyard. I hired fucking Derek Jeter. He's been working with me on ground balls, and I want to see if I can just every once in a while step in at shortstop for the New York Yankees. No, those sports don't need it. What? No, we're good, man. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. We don't give a fuck. George Clooney was like, dude, I fucking love the Denver Broncos. I'm fucking, dude, Bo Nix is awesome. But I would love to step in there and just throw a few next time they play the Raiders. I have 400 million followers. And Broncos go, dude, that's great for views, No, never. Fucking never.
But the closest thing I could think of, which happened in a professional organization, was the CM Punk thing.
Yeah,
but he fought someone that wasn't like a high ranking.
Here's the difference. So UFC gave CM Punk a contract. I like CM Punk. I've trained with CM Punk at Gracie Academy. Such a nice dude. And clearly, the reason he was given that access and given that opportunity is because of his fame. Mm-hmm. Now, I told you this could never happen in the UFC. What happened to CM Punk when he got in the UFC? He got his fucking lunch served to him. He got eaten alive by low-level guys. You can't do this in MMA. You can't do this in the UFC. You can't. There's nothing we can do. Like, let's say The Rock, to promote his machine moves, like, man, I'd love to get in there and fight Tom Aspinall. Let's say Dana was like, I'll entertain that. It would do his movie a disservice. It would actually hurt the views. He would get absolutely mollywopped. And even if the game plan was similar to Jake Paul, going, we're just going to get on our bike. You can't. You can't get on your bike and fake an MMA. You can't. You can't avoid it. We're going to get a hold of you. We're going to take you down and choke you unconscious or break your leg.
With just like James Toney and Couture. Couture is actually high level, but James Toney was a boxer. But Randy Couture was like top level. And he got destroyed right away too.
With a simple ankle pick.
Yeah. When he wanted to. He let it go a little bit.
Whenever he wanted to. There's a lane for it. He's made boxing relevant, good or bad. He's brought more eyeballs to the sport than anybody else. What he's doing for female boxing is good. I actually think it hurts his product, to be honest, because the fights aren't great. I think you can still put them on the main card. I don't know if they have to be the co-main event. I actually think it's hurting the ratings. Mm. Dude, David Spade had my favorite fucking... But, because he's just a casual. He likes UFC, and he'll tune into these shit shows. Go to David Spade's tweet. He goes, wait, hold on. Are the fights on the undercard before the main event real?
What did he say?
Keep going down. There you go. Hey, this is David Spade, who I absolutely adore. But hey, quick question about the Jake Paul fight. Are at least the fights before it real? So stupid. But yeah, if you don't know, if you're just tuning in and you really don't know the game, he's on his bike and you're like, wait, hold on. Is Woodley get knocked out real? Here's my thing about Woodley too. It's like, get your money, brother. I'm proud of him, and he does this. He took it on short notice. Boxing just ain't for him, is it? Man. It's just not his bag. It's just not. Dude, another tweet someone just sent me from MMA Roasted. A shout out to Adam. I love Adam. Mm-hmm. He put. I heard Anderson Silva wants to be a cop. Maybe we will see Anderson Silva versus John Jones now.
Wow.
So stupid, but so true.
That's so funny.
So funny. He had him so fucking funny. So fucking funny, man.
I saw this thing about Tyron Woodley, like the dude wipes. You know, it's in the back of his shorts, so they're getting the best bang for their buck because they always get the most promotion.
Dude, fucking
People are
internet.
freaking.
Dude, they're not undefeated. This guy put, dude, what? This guy put whatever dude wipes his paint Woodley. It's not enough.
He's like their golden boy.
Fucking Will, I love Woodley too, man. It's just
not for him, like you said. It's just
not your thing. You know, it's like it's sometimes you just got to know when to get out, dude.
Damn.
You know. But again, he's like, I got paid whatever it is, $8 million. I didn't even make that when I was fighting the UFC.
yeah.
You know.
It's so tough for me to see Woodley's face these days and not think about that video where he's like eating some chick out on the. You've seen this, right?
No.
Oh my God, it is crazy. He's just going to town on some girl, like going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I see now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you mentioned Jake Paul's teeth, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That
pretty
brings,
bad.
especially for the naysayers, like that brings validation, right? Where they're like, wait, hold on. How can you call it rigged? And you guys jaw broken. I'm like, we need to define the term rigged. This fight's not rigged. The agreement to fight Anthony Joshua is real, but he didn't fight him. And as soon as he slowed down, and Joshua landed a decent punch. It wasn't like something crazy. That's how this goes. He broke his jaw in 2 places, and he's fortunate to get out of that. Now, like I say, all of you right now, maybe you're working on Christmas week. You got bills. We all got bills. You got a mortgage. You got this. Again, you tell me if it's brave. If you're listening to this right now and you're a construction worker or you're fucking working on a fucking 6.0 diesel right now that's giving you problems. You're pulling an engine and you got this trans and the fucking customers giving you shit, right?
Yeah.
Just all this bullshit. And I walk up to you, hey, my man, you look like you have your hands full, stressed out about bills and stuff. What if I gave you, it's hard to say without even laughing. What if I offered you, what if I offered you $90 million and you just got to go 8 rounds to Anthony Joshua? You don't have to engage. If he touches you, you're getting your jaw broken. There's not a person on this earth who would not do that. So that's not brave. That's not brave. That's not brave. Our definition of brave is different. Now, maybe it's because I have a fight background. And like, dude, even him getting there, even if he's on his bike, that's brave. Maybe if you have no experience in fighting. But what he's doing to me is not brave. It's not brave.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
If he actually fought, like truly fought, instead of like doing double takedowns or double legs constantly.
That's
I
brave.
hear you.
What CM Punk did was brave.
He tried at least.
He tried and he went out on a shield. That's brave. You know? What Tony did, brave.
Yeah, congrats to Tony Ferguson. He won his I don't know who that guy is though, Spencer, some
Yeah.
Warren Spencer guy, but he won. Knocked his tooth out too.
Even Andrew Tate, you know,
Yeah, that was a tough one.
yeah, but he actually did
He fought.
fight.
Yeah.
He fought. That's brave. No matter how it goes.
Yeah.
So Andrew Tate put 99% of 40-year-old men with $700 million sitting around with whores. Yeah. I could have done the same and talked shit on the internet and just took no risks and just lived easily. In my heart, I knew I was too old. I knew I'd been out too long. That's why I had to do it. To face fear, I can't live scared. I have to know I faced it. I lost fair and square. Chase is true champion, warrior. I'm proud of him. Yeah, at least he fought.
It's so weird though, because he didn't look like if you look at his old footage when he's kickboxing, he's actually, you know, from me as a fan, he seems like he's a what? He didn't seem as bad as he seemed in this fight though. This one was insane. And I gotta show you this clip. This is hold on. This someone showed this footage. This is before. This is Chase fighting someone else beforehand. But look at how this guy boxes.
Box like a kangaroo.
It's just like a kid fighting another kid, you know? Mm-hmm. And for Tate not to be able to beat him was kind of, I don't know, it was eye-opening. But to you...
Guys, I'm not hating. Guys, neither one of them can fight. At all. Never could. I don't know who needs to hear that. Now...
I mean, we saw that on this weekend. It was pretty crazy.
At least they got in there.
Yeah. It was bizarre.
Now, when I say neither can fight, I mean at a high level. Yeah. They're doing the act of fighting.
Yeah.
But
They are throwing
at
punches.
a high, calculated high level. No, neither one of those guys could ever fight. It's all good. Who gives a shit?
I thought this was a cool picture.
Jake Paul was a YouTuber in 2017. Since then, he's become... all this is impressive. The where he's brave is he doesn't give a fuck about what the public says. If what I find inspiring by Jake Paul, I live by the same way. If I want to do something, I fucking do it. I do it. If I want to get into this, I do it. Oh man, I don't give a fuck. Jake Paul at a much higher level doesn't give a fuck. That's inspiring to me. So this says, since then he's become a professional boxer, and he is a professional boxer. Co-founded MVP. Fought legends like Nate Diaz, Woodley, Anderson Silva, Mike Tyson in the most streamed sporting events in history, and just went 6 rounds with Anthony Joshua. What's next? See, this guy put, stop, he's not a professional boxer. No, he is. He is. That narrative, you're doing yourself a disservice with that take, man. That's a terrible take. He is a professional. Mm-hmm. He beat Mike Pitt. See, I don't like that. Nate Diaz, Woodley, Anderson Silva, Mike Tyson. He beat Mike Perry, man. Mike Perry's a tougher fight than all those guys. He's not some old dude. Mike Perry's a fucking beast, dude. Yeah. You add him to that fucking list. But Jake is a professional boxer. And the fight, not Mike Tyson, not Joshua. Take that. We're going to caveat those over here. All that, the other stuff he's done, he's a professional boxer.
Yeah.
At every sense.
So how much do you think Andrew Tate was paid for his boxing match against Chase Demura?
Man, that dude, it'd have to be a lot because and he's a co-owner of it, right? And to get him out of bed, he looks good too. 20 mil?
Apparently it was 52.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's wild. There's so much money now.
To get a guy like that, from what I know about, I don't know a ton about him, but what I know, he makes a lot of money. So to get somebody to commit to that, use their name and likeness, yeah, that makes sense. That's the world we live in today. Mm-hmm. Again, I ask you, is it brave?
He's done this brave thing.
You know what I'm saying? That's the narrative out here. Yeah, okay.
I mean, we all gave him props prior to the boxing match. We were like, I can't believe he's going to be fighting freaking Anthony Joshua. And then we saw them stand side by side. No, but once we saw it, yeah, it's different when you actually see it. But I mean, he still fought it. I'll give him props still, but not as much as obviously when we first saw it.
I'm not hating on him. Get your fucking bag. Joshua, easiest fight in his career. Get your fucking bag. You're able to shake off some ring rust. But if you think that gets you ready for Tyson Fury, you got another thing coming. But yeah, because what most people will say, well, it is brave. No. Brave is going into burning house on fire, getting paid $70,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? All right, I think our definition of brave is a little different. Let's take a little break here, because if you're looking for the perfect buzz this holiday season without the hangover, I'd like to tell you about Breeze, spelled B-R-E-Z. an incredible functional beverage company revolutionizing how you drink. Their line of feel-good tonics are the perfect alcohol alternatives with an effect you actually feel. They use a small amount of THC, CBD, and functional mushrooms to create fun effects without the traditional downsides of alcohol. No, these aren't your typical edible where it's the Wild West. You don't know what you're getting. You'll feel each blend within 10 minutes, and the effect will last about an hour, hour and a half, similar to a cocktail. Smell enough for your moms to try, but stackable if you're trying to ramp it up, boys. They'll ship all across the United States, so head on over to feelthebreeze.com/Schaub. That's use the code Schaub for a $5 credit and free shipping on your first order.
Consult with a physician before use. If you are pregnant, nursing, have any known or suspected allergies or medical conditions, or are taking any medication. FDA has not evaluated these products for safety or efficacy. Products are intended for 21 and over. Alrighty, some more stuff. This right here, this is I don't know if you can say his name. Mavlid Khaybulaev. He's one of Khabib's proteges, PFL champion. He got popped for EPO, and I think something else, but definitely for EPO.
Do me a favor, Chin.
Mm-hmm.
How many fighters out of Khabib's camp have been busted?
I know 2 for sure.
More than that,
Let's see.
Bubba. More than that. Because the big dog, too, got busted in PFL.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. Freaking Islam was way back, wasn't it?
Khabib's proteges that have popped for PDs. One has received a permanent ban from MMA by USADA. So you have 2, you have 5. Are they missing one? Oh no, he's down there. Usman's down there.
Dude, Islam.
Yeah, what did Islam pop for? We all forget that one.
Meldonian.
Hold on, Jeff Nowitzki, go down. Click on that. Jeff Nowitzki attributes Islam's 2016 failed drug test. Go up. Is one of the greatest colossal mistakes in anti-doping. The Golden Snitch. Remember I gave him that nickname?
Yeah.
Islam did have an issue back in 2016. I actually talked with him and his team last week. I said, I think we need to bring this up.
And they agreed.
Makhachev was 24 at the time, pulled from the card during UFC on Fox weigh-in days. The USADA suspended Makhachev for 3 months without fault or negligence because Makhachev took meldonium after an issue with frequent ventricular something.
I'm with his heart.
So this is Nowitzki says, in 2016, USADA, who ran our program, put it on the prohibited list. Before that, you were allowed to use it. He had a medical procedure back in 2014. He submitted documents that he used it under that. Ultimately, he was cleared by USADA, but in my opinion, one of the greatest colossal mistakes in anti-doping. It affected not only Islam, but several other UFC athletes, hundreds. Interesting. So his is a little different.
Yeah, but you know how I feel about that too. Like, they could be using it for the heart, but also that's like a
Oh, no. Here's the thing. Take Islam out of it. Let's say that is what's going on. 4 other guys actually popped. You got a problem.
Yeah.
You got a problem. Now say this. If, just take me for example. When I was fighting, let's say Rashad, these are all my training partners. Let's say Rashad, GSP, Shane Carwin, Elliot Marshall, Cody Donovan. Let's say all 5 of them tested hot, but I was the only one never to test hot. What's going on here? So do we think that camp is doing behind Khabib's back? You think he has no knowledge of any of this?
I was going to ask you the same thing too. Like, if you guys are friends and you're in the same camp, you would know if your friend's doing stuff. I mean, that's what, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because most of us would use the same doctor.
And EPO, very, very.
EPO is a tricky one. You got to be careful. You could die.
Yeah.
It'll thicken your blood. So that one's different than say like a routine PED. Like you got to know your shit. You got to have someone that's very on the cutting edge of it. They got to be on top of it. I definitely have skeptical hippo eyes of that entire camp. And didn't his camp get raided?
I heard something like that.
Look it up
too.
before we
Khabib's
spread
camp
rumors.
gets raided.
Allegedly, it got raided. Now, who knows? It could be Russian propaganda.
After terror attack.
Yeah, so click on that one, July 1st.
This one? Oh, July 1st.
Khabib gym raided after terror attack. Here's what you need to know. I got insight into this. Not my bag. So on Friday, Russian security forces stormed a mixed martial arts gym belonging to UFC star Khabib. Footage published on Russian media outlets showed armed law enforcement officers surround the gym, which is named after Khabib's dad. The raid took place after that one of the gunmen involved in the recent terror attack on Christian and Jewish houses of worship in Dagestan previously trained at Khabib's gym. At least 21 people, including 16 police officers and priests, were killed. Jesus. Law enforcement officers reportedly identified several fighters connected with the extremists after questioning those in attendance over the course of 2 days.
Yeah, so it's a different kind of raid.
One of the fighters had trained at the club.
Yeah.
Shortly after, Khabib denied any affiliation with the extremists, arguing that he was never a full-time student at the gym. It's wrong to call him a pupil. In 2021, he came to the gym with his older brother, sparred for a month or so. That's it. He never seen the gym again. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah. Yeah, it's all weird. It's all weird. Because War Machine trained at a gym in Vegas. Does that make all of them?
Yeah. And plus he trained with some pretty cool people too.
But forget the terrorist affiliation. The PDs is something that no one really talks about. And again, let's say AK, let's say Kane, Luke, Josh Thompson, DC all tested hot. Are you looking at Fitch at all? You think he's, not saying he is. I'm just saying someone should be like, we should look into that. And you can't really look into it now. He's retired.
But Fitch did pop though.
Yeah, but I'm saying all of them.
If they did, yeah.
If all of them. It's interesting.
Yeah. Shit. I don't even go down that path too.
Yeah. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
All just allegedly. Who knows? Could be still one of the greatest to do it.
Definitely. Okay. So Herb Dean's just explaining why, like you always wanted to just automatically take a point off of a foul.
Yeah,
like an
I'd love to hear this. And I love her, but let me hear what he's...
So he's saying he can't do it. So he's using John Jones Cormier as an example.
Okay, he goes, okay, so I have him. And check out Donald Cruz's new podcast called Love and War. He's one of the best.
Oh, yeah, that's popular.
It's about our time before he did a fucking podcast, man. Jesus, let's go, Dom. Okay, so I have my hand on your head, controlling your head. Perfectly fine, but of course you don't like that. You don't want your head controlled, and you start moving your head around wildly, and all of a sudden you get your eye on a finger. You actually put your eye on a finger because, yeah, you're doing the right thing, but the way you chose to do it, you didn't choose to back off. You start rolling your head around, somehow the finger got near the eye. What I'm saying is that why we can't make these things automatic, I disagree. That's why there has to be discretion, because I know you don't think that makes sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So because John has his hand on his head near the eyes, if you took a point, he wouldn't do that. He'd figure out another alternative to control DC.
Yep.
Because he knows, man, if I put my hand anywhere near his face and it goes in his eye, I lose a fucking point. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
There's other things I can do so I don't dictate this fight getting ruined by poking the guy in the eye.
I think in a nutshell, he's just saying if you're You're moving around. What if it accidentally goes in? And this is for takedowns and stuff.
Yeah, I just don't agree. I think that's the part of the problem with the sport.
Yeah, you just got to be really cautious of how you maneuver your hands next to someone's eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you kick a guy in the groin, whether it's an accident or not, it dictates.
Oh, come on.
If I kick him right in the nuts and the guy's, what are you talking about? No, take a fucking point. But he didn't mean to. Okay. So if he does it 4 times, will you take a point? Let's say it just so happened the guy was moving a certain direction where he lined his nuts up in front of his foot. Is it always the guy's fault who gets kicked in the nuts? There's no accountability on the other end? Well, if it's 4 times, we'll do it. Okay. But what if the first or second or third time change the dynamics of the fight? You're still not going to take a point? This is stupid. Yeah. No, it should be very black and white. This is the problem with our sport. Well, he didn't mean to. I mean, if DC would just move his head a different way, he wouldn't have got poked in the eye. What the fuck are you talking about? It does not matter how he's poked in the eye. It changes the course of the fight. It does not matter that it was just his natural reaction to grab the cage. It was just his natural reaction when he was getting leg kicked to turn his nuts towards him. No, you take a point, all this goes away, dude. There's no gray area like we're playing in now. But her saying this is part of the problem. Okay, then let's just keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah, it's not working.
Yeah, how's he going for us? Going up, dictate off this. Well, sometimes they can't help it. Okay? There has to be consequences. There has to. There has to be consequences if you're going to do that. But now there's none.
Yeah, it's not like you're taking the win away. It's a point.
It's a point.
It's a point.
That guy's compromised because he has one fucking eye.
Yeah.
You're compromised because you're down a fucking point now. Very simple. That's frustrating. Her deciding on, well, we can't really do that. Okay.
Okay.
What else you got?
Here's a quick one. Kane's eligible for parole.
I told you guys getting out in January.
So they're saying February, but close enough. Yeah.
Don't be surprised if he gets out earlier.
What do you think about this fight? Kyle Bahalio versus RDR.
I like that.
All right. And here's another one that's a little weird. Manel Cop, people are saying in different pictures, looks like one of his tits is bigger than the other. So they think he's on something. Can you tell?
Oh,
they both look a little, well, this one especially.
That was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's bad.
And he did have an issue before.
Well, that one gave up.
This one, right?
There's one tits. Just one tit gave up.
And then someone did this.
Yeah, maybe, but maybe did it back in the day, and now he's suffering the consequences of it.
All right. There's some more bout announcements, so let me go through these random ones real quick. What do you think of this guy, Michael Morales? He had a back tattoo, and it's the one where you have like multiple people.
But he's
awake.
He's out.
No, this one I think he's awake, and this guy shows what happened during the tattoo. Watch.
Instagram of him being knocked out, so under anesthesia while getting the tattoo. In that video, you can see this clip right here of where he is severely shaking from the wipe after. Now, I'm not sure if his body is just in shock here or if he's awake and it's just that wipe is hurting. But just weird and kind of cool to see the background.
So his body was vibrating.
Too. You got to earn them, man. You got to earn them by
being awake.
The Travis Barker way, man.
It does look pretty dope.
That's
though.
a great fucking tattoo, man. That thing looks sick.
Now that you're getting like, jacked, do you want to do
my back?
Yeah.
I'd be down.
I think now's the time, dude.
I want to do my legs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'd rather do my legs. But yeah, I'd do a whole back piece. It just takes time.
You're in Texas now, you're going to have your shirt off all the time at the lake?
Yeah, true.
Dude.
I'd be down. Just take some time. I did have a tattoo artist reach out to me.
All right. This is officially announced. I think we kind of talked about it before with Ben Rothwell versus Andre Arlovsky.
Fought them both.
And
Ben hits hard.
Big BKFC though.
Yeah, I love
February
it.
7th.
Proud of both these dudes, man. Get you some.
Yeah.
The real fight is Arlovsky versus fucking YouTuber.
Yeah, Doherty's boys. This is funny, but dude, Arlovsky could have destroyed these guys, but he was just more like, get off me.
I think this is good. I wish he would have punched that one right in the face. I think it's good.
Those guys are such douches.
Look at the little guy. Look at the little guy in black. They're so lucky Arlovsky's cool.
Go, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Get out.
But what's the main streamer's name? What Jack's team?
Jack Doherty.
He was just staying behind his bodyguards. Just
That's what he does. That's what he's known for.
Such a pussy, man.
Dude, that's the one that Chris Stilio was saying, like a hateable face.
Yeah.
He does have
He's
a hateable
such a
face.
bitch.
He's a douchebag.
But again, he likes this. This gets him views. And I'm sure his fan base like, yo, did it again, dude. This is cool, man. Subscribe.
And he's making bank.
I know, but that's part of the problem with our culture. Like, that's your hero? That shit?
I know.
That's what you're into? Do you know what would happen? That's not good. It just celebrates bitch behavior, man.
It does. All right, this is from Combat Talk. It says, if you're a fan of MMA, UFC, how much you'll be spending, the difference, and then I'll show you. So it's like in 2025, you're spending about $1,000. In 2026, you'll spend about $60.
Guaranteed doesn't stay at 60.
They're always like freaking,
Guaranteed.
Yeah,
They're going to get a bunch of
it.
people at the start at 60, and then I bet you it goes up to 120.
Yeah.
That
would suck.
Yeah, but if you're paying 1,000, even if they went up to 500, you're still saving money. But yeah, 60 is great. But there's no way it stays like this.
And you know how they do the free trials and stuff? I don't think they're doing that with this. I think it's just straight up. You gotta. That's it. Either you're in or you're out.
Yeah, at $60, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, we already talked about Anderson Silva going to Beverly Hills Police Department afterwards. This thing I thought was hilarious. You want to check it out real quick? This guy does voices.
Oh, I saw this guy.
This is sick, right?
It's good, huh?
Oh, man. It says it's not available anymore. Oh, it's gone. Anyway.
Oh, they took it down?
Yeah. At least the one that I got it from. So your boy Brian Ortega is going to be fighting Renato Moicano, lightweight. You don't
long
like.
ass time ago. The fight doesn't do too much to me. Clearly going for Ortega, but
yeah, and this one was announced: Cody Garbrandt versus Xiao Long. I got to be honest, I don't even know who this Xiao Long guy is, but yeah, there you go. And we already talked about Tony Ferguson winning, which was great.
happy for him.
Yeah. And here's another quick one. Eddie Hearn, I guess, heard about UFC Zuffa boxing fighter pay ahead of their debut, and he's like, it's so
Yeah,
low.
but it might be for the debut guys. Probably not for the top dogs, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't imagine the top dogs being paid cheap.
I was with a manager the other day who told me about an offer from Zuffa, made it to one of their fights. I can't believe how bad the money was. Remember, this is promoter versus promoter.
Yeah.
So, who knows? He's just starting that rumor, so more big-name fighters don't go over there. So if the narratives they don't pay, they're going to get less guys. That's all he's doing. It's just business tactics. He's playing chess.
Here's another quick one. Bryce Mitchell, apparently he co-owns 16 other properties with people that he knows. So even though he doesn't make a ton of money from the UFC, he invests it very well.
Yeah, where's he live too? It's probably pretty
Arkansas,
cheap.
yeah.
Yeah, it's probably pretty cheap out there to buy a house. It's good. They're smart, man. Fucking smart.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Bryce is a good dude.
Yeah, that's I'd say that's
We've been
pretty
going for a
much
while,
it.
brother. That's it, man. All right, kids. That's it. If you like it and you want this ad free, subscribe to the Patreon right now. It's patreon.com/TFATK. We got some new stuff on there. I break down my TRX build. Did we drop the watches?
Yeah, that was on Friday. I think.
Someone wanted me to bring show and tell and bring my watch collection, which I did. That's on there. We have extra bonus content on there. You get Firing the Kid ad free, plus you get extended episodes. We got fan questions. I'm always on there. So come on over. It's only $5 a month. It's the perfect Christmas gift to the people that love these shows. It's patreon.com/TFATK. That's it, guys. Love you. Till next time, I'll see you around. I almost said happy holidays. Merry Christmas. All right. Love you guys. I'm out.